Hey, everyone. Welcome back to yet another interview here at the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Today, I am speaking with Billy the Kid of Billy the Kid and The Regulators. Billy the Kid and The Regulators are a high-powered, guitar-driven rhythm and blues band based in the Pittsburgh area. Band leader Billy Evanochko is widely known across the Steel City for his impassioned lyrics, seductive vocals, and, of course, stinging guitar riffs. Together with his band, The Regulators, they deliver a well-balanced dose of funky rhythm and blues, with heart and soul being the main ingredient. Playing countless clubs and festivals throughout the country, the band attracts fans with their fresh mix and interpretation of the iconic R&B experience. Welcome, Billy the Kid, to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. How are you?
Good, man. How are you doing, brother?
Oh, real good. Well, Bill, how the heck did you get started in music? Take us to the beginning. How did you get into this whole guitar and singing the blues thing?
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. My dad, Nick Evanochko, he was, I grew up, modest beginnings. You and I kind of know each other, so you get an idea because you're from this area. But
Billy and I know each other, just so you guys understand. We actually played together a few times, and we're both from the same area. So yeah. So just to give everybody a little background, go ahead.
Well, I grew up in Aliquippa, and my dad had very good taste in music. My parents are young. My dad is only 21 years older than me, and my mother's 17 years older than me. So the generation gap's not real big, and they, the hippies, bikers, they from Western Pennsylvania, hard working, blue collar people. That's how I grew up, But I was about in the 8th or 9th grade, and I started getting I was always singing and stuff, and I was in R&B and hip hop and all that good stuff. And my dad said to me, he goes, "You know what? You want to hear some really good music?" And I just looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I think you'll like this." He goes, "This is what everything you're listening to came from." And my dad put in Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood. And I'll never forget that moment in my life. That's the reason why I play a flying V and do my own thing, because the last thing I wanted to do was try and be Stevie, because as much as I tried, I realized that was never going to happen. But, but that's what introduced me to it. Then I went back and I started listening to Albert King and B.B. King and Freddie King, who I love, and then with the other rock and roll influences, the Rolling Stones, all that good stuff. But the last couple of years, most of my influences have been guys that I've actually played with and have been my friends. So Damon Fowler, J.P. Soares, Jerika Singleton, Michael Burks, rest in peace. Bernard Allison, he's really been huge mentors to me. All these guys, Jason Ritchie, Victor Wainwright, Anthony Gomes. These guys, and I got to meet them right here in Pittsburgh, either opening up for them or hanging out with them or, watching, my friends open up for them. And it's been, for me, it's been today I was driving down the road and I was listening to the Beatles. I was listening to the Magical Mystery Tour, and I was thinking to myself, that's exactly what my life has been like since I got into the blues.
So you were listening to the radio. Your dad pulls you aside and says, "Hey, check this out." And this is where this is how you really got started. Are you self-taught guitarist, or did you study with somebody other than the mentors that you mentioned?
Well, the guy that was the main influence on me, and actually I gotta correct myself. I listened to Stevie Ray Vaughan, but the guy that grabbed me the most was right here from Pittsburgh. Actually, he's from Alexandria, Virginia, but he lived here in Pittsburgh, was Mr. Glenn Pavone.
Oh, of course.
Glenn taught me everything that I know. For the most part, that's the guy that really, I was stationed in Andrews Air Force Base when I was 22, 21, 23 years old. And Glenn would come down to Alexandria to visit his dad, and he would make it a point to stop at Andrews to bring me a wah-wah pedal or just to give me a lesson, or just to see how I was doing. That guy, to me, for whatever reason, he took me under his wing. And I'll forever be grateful for that.
Well, that's really important. Most of the people that achieve anything in life, in general, have somebody that kind of takes them in and says, "Hey, let's work together. Let me work with you." It's important to have mentors, and
you knew Glenn.
That's great. Yeah, I knew Glenn. Yeah, I saw him play a few times. Yeah, he was an amazing guitar player.
Nicest guy I ever met, man. Honestly,
very low key, very sweet man, and a sweet spirit about him. so when do you start? So when does it come that you now have you've got your band, Billy the Kid and The Regulators? Did you play in other bands? Like, how did you come up?
Well, I started out. I had a band. My first band was called Shades of Blue, and it was from people all from down there in Beaver County. And I started out with that, and then I started Billy the Kid and The Regulators, and it took me a couple of years, like, to find the right, like, the formula, the right mix, the right guys. Mm-hmm. But I spent, 6 years playing with Willie Try and the Bluescasters, and it was Fred DeLue on keys, if not him, Alley Cat Harry. You know Harry I'm talking about, Harry McCorkle.
Okay.
Him on bass, Freddie Sykes on drums, Gil Snyder would be on keys, if not him, Fred DeLue, me and Warren King on guitar with Willie Try for 6 years. And that was cool. That's exactly what that was.
Well, if you're playing with Warren and those guys, yeah.
Oh, dude. My job was rhythm guitar. Occasionally they let me take one, but Warren King, man, he was dying when I got him, but I got him at his best.
So what's your so you this is how you come up with the guitar, and you said you've always been singing. Now you've got your own band, Billy Kid and The Regulators. You write songs. What is your approach to songwriting? Because I'm listening to your latest record. And it's definitely R&B. I mean, I'm not hearing a lot of this. I'm not hearing a lot of those traditionals. More like straight up blues. Not that this isn't blues, but just to make the distinction.
Well, it's more
R&B. So you seem to be in that. You seem to be kind of settled into that sound, and it's very cool with it, especially with a lot of guitar like that.
I mean, the cool part about this record is that I wasn't trying to make a blues record.
Okay.
I was making a Billy Evanochko record. Pittsburgh blues legend, Jimmy Daugherty, he was playing slide with me and hanging out, and he brought the material that he brought to the to the table, and it was just unbelievable. So he started working on that. I mean, how many bands like we go out 5-piece now? Jimmy, unfortunately he's having some health issues with his knees and stuff like that, but we go out 5-piece, but we managed to put 3 guitars on that record without it becoming a train wreck, because everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. The approach on this thing was not to make anything that was if it had blues influences, cool. And there's a couple blues things that we put on it, but we did our own thing with it. It was about, saying, hey, look, this is who we are. This is how we perceive it, how we feel it, and we're going to be honest with it, for better or for worse. If you hate it, you hate it. But you know what? I feel much better about myself for being able to say that, we put out exactly who we are.
How did Damon Fowler produce the record? How did you get involved with Damon?
Well, I've known Damon for a couple of years. I mean, I met Damon years ago. And, we just hung out, played together a couple of times. Like, I've been hosting the Heritage Blues Festival in Wheeling for the last 10 years. And all those guys have come out and sat in with us and stuff. And he for whatever reason, we just got on. I mean, he's just like a regular dude, somebody that I would hang out with and meet with more guitar players. And we just got to talking one day, and I said to him, hey, I want to put out a real record. And he's like, well, you ain't going to get a producer and this and that. I said, why don't you just do it? I trust your judgment. Just do it, And because he's never done one. I said, I'll be your guinea pig. And, but he ended up coming in, he ended up doing it for us, and it just worked out great. I mean, it was fun because he let me be me, but like, he made sure that, he showed me different things about what I'm capable of doing with the assets that I have, because when yourself, you're a musician. You know what you know, and you know what you're good at and what you're not good at. With him, he brought stuff out of me that I didn't realize that I could do. That was the cool part.
Now, your previous records, you self-produced?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so, was there? Now you have a good relationship with Damon, so obviously there wasn't going to be much apprehension. Did you just sort of feel like it just kind of gave you the freedom to kind of just play without having to worry about?
With him being there, it's like he didn't micromanage. He let me do whatever I wanted to do for the most part. But like, if I did something, he'd like it, but he'd be like, well, okay, on the end of that note, do this, make it cleaner. Like, he really just, he let me be me. You know what I mean? Which is great because, he's my friend, but it's still intimidating. He's Damon Fowler. I mean, to me and you who know about the blues and what cats are really out there, he's Damon Fowler.
Where did you guys record? You didn't record in Pittsburgh, did you?
No, we did Tony's Treasures, Cadiz, Ohio,
Okay.
with Mark Puskarich and Cody Longshot.
Now, who played on the record with you? Now, I saw.
Well,
that
that's what you're
I
saying.
want to ask you about Jason Ritchie too, but who's like the band?
Okay, the band was me, Jimmy Doherty, my cousin John Malacorsa, Brian Edwards, who you know, on drums, and Arnold Spagger on bass. We had Yuba Bay play keys, and then we brought in Reggie Watkins, Rick Matt, and J.D. Chasen to do all the horn parts, and then Yolanda Barber did all the female vocals. But I got hooked up with the studio through Sean Carney. So Sean Carney ended up coming in. He ended up playing on a couple tracks. Micah Kessling was there just hanging out, and he ended up doing a vocal part and a guitar part just because he was there. I mean, it was really cool the way it went down. And you know, with those guys there, and you know, and Damon played on a track. But Jimmy Doherty, you know, Pittsburgh blues legend. A lot of people don't know. I mean, a lot of the good records that came out of Pittsburgh, Wayne and Wild, Root, the Chisholm Charles record, now my record, he wrote, you know, both of those records in half a month.
So, so writing is collaborative with you?
Always. I mean, here's how I do it. Right or wrong. If I have a song that's like 3 verses and the hook, but there's one line that's missing, that thing will sit on the shelf forever. But if somebody comes over and they complete that last line where it's right, like my cousin will do that. He'll come over and okay, bam, we split now. Because I'm not greedy about it. You know what I mean? I just my nightmare is waking up and going back to a 40-hour a week job. You know, getting bitched at. You know, and that kind of thing. You know, I mean, I kind of look at it like this. I was in the Air Force. I did 11 years, 6 years, you know, active duty, 5 in the reserve, and you know, not that I don't want to work, but hey, man, just let me do what I do. And if I suck, I suck. But if I'm good, you know, I just want to make a living, be able to afford to keep doing this. Because, you know, without music, man, life to me would be too boring. I don't know what I would do. I'd lose my mind.
How did Jason, because Jason Ritchie's on a couple tracks too, and he's a fantastic harp player. Now, how did Jason Ritchie get involved with the project?
Well, backstory is that I've known Jason Ritchie since like 2005, and first time I met him, he came to my after jam down in Wheeling, and we ended up in his hotel room, and he was playing like the cuts for I think it was, I don't know if it was Silver Tooth Records, but anyway, the record that had the Deck of Headroom on, that was one of the tracks.
Okay.
I heard all it before it was even out, you know what I mean? Before it was released or like mixed or any of that stuff. He was playing for me. That's how we met, and we just had so much fun playing together. And like I guess you could say like a kindred spirit, like an older brother. Like he'd been through the ringer, you know what I mean? Everybody got their story, but you know, he just felt the need to take me under his wing, you know, to that degree, you know. And he was playing in Wheeling while I was doing the session, and I called him. I said, "Hey, man, would you be willing to let me kidnap you?" Because I was only like 45 minutes away. I scooped him up. He was supposed to do one track. He liked the record after listening to it. He's like, "You know what, man, I'm here. Let me just cut tracks with you." And he cut, 5 tracks? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I compensate him for it? Yeah, but I had to force him to take it. You know what I mean? Seriously. Because I wouldn't have felt right about it, but I had to give him something. But, you know, I'm not going to say what it was, but, like, he just wanted to be a part of it. And that's very special to me because that's Jason Ritchie. And a lot of people don't realize that's the best harmonica player in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's the man. So what are you guys doing? Are you guys touring now? What's coming up for you guys?
Well, we got a couple. We're trying to put some stuff together. We're doing a show out in Bethlehem, PA, Toys for Tots thing December 11th, and we're trying to put together some routing gigs right now. It's kind of tough because I'm still doing it myself. Bruce Wheeler, my friend, and Leland Wheeler, they're, you know, hopefully after the first year when you get the ball rolling with that, they started a new like a booking agency, Harris Music Management. I've known Bruce forever. I trust him. I'm trying to build my tour history. You know, I mean, all I want to do is work. Come see the band, check us out. You know what I mean? Believe me, you won't be disappointed. We ain't lazy. We don't sound like anybody else.
That's a killer band. And Billy, I mean, it's always been good, man. Like anytime I've ever heard you guys, I mean, over the years. So
likewise, brother, you too, man.
Tight outfit. Now, is there anything about the blues scene that you wish was a little different, would like to see change, would like to see improved?
I'd like to see the local scene do what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because right now there's a lot of talent, and and they're just not. Yeah, we want you guys to have a good time too, but support your local scene. Don't tell me that your job is to promote blues music, not local bands, and you're supposed to be, supporting blues. Don't do that. Support all of it, because if you don't nurture your own scene, it will die. It will die. And
we have we have a great history here. I mean, we have a great heritage here in Pittsburgh. I mean, some amazing musicians have come out of here, and there's been some amazing musicians that really didn't break nationally, and some that we've met, you and I have just talked about here, and it is really there's some amazing talent here, Bill. I mean, it's absolutely, and you're absolutely right.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, truth be told, I mean, I don't want all that, that Britney Spears, red carpet, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, if that happened, I could deal with it, whatever. Because I've been, because I know what it is. Yeah. But all I want to do is make a living, and I want my town to raise up, its scene, nurture it, take care of it, and that's gonna be that's my mission. Whether maybe I'm naive to think like this, but I've talked to some big people that Sherry Richards, one of the hardest working, R&B, blues, you name it, she could do it. The girl got soul. Some of the stuff that she's doing, and Billy Price, these guys, we're trying to keep it alive. You know what I mean? I mean, as much as I think about the national and international shows and stuff, I'm Pittsburgh proud. You know what I mean? I want when people say Pittsburgh, I want them to think excellence, city of champions, because that's what we are, and that's the standard. Like the Steelers say, the standard is the standard. That's the city's. That's the city saying the standard is the standard. Be a professional. Do your job. Give it your all every time you play.
What advice would you give? I mean, you've been at this a while now. I mean, in many ways. I mean, you're a veteran of the music scene, not just the Pittsburgh music scene, but just of music in general. What advice would you give to like the kids, the younger people coming up?
Pay attention. You never get too old to learn something. Always try to learn something. Don't get too big for yourself. And respect the gift that God gave you, because it could be taken away at any time. And know the history. Know where the craft comes from. Know what you're talking about. I mean, anybody could go out there and buy a Strat and copy Stevie Ray. God love him. I love Stevie Ray. But that ain't the blues. That's a little piece of it. He just happened to be somebody that, catapulted him more into the public spotlight. And God bless him for that, because he's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. But there's already been one Stevie Ray. Be yourself. Contribute your verse and be honest with it. Because that's the thing about music, and you know this. You can lie all you want to girls and lie all you want to whoever. But music, when you play, 100% honest.
Yeah, it's either there or
people
it's not.
That know, because for real people that know music, they'll pick up what you're putting down. They'll know what you're saying.
Well, that's absolutely true. And speaking of, people picking up on what you're putting down, and what, in your opinion, just whatever. There's the artists that are out now, the guys that are coming up, and other than our wonderful scene here in Pittsburgh, who are some of your favorite up and coming guys?
Oh, dude, Victor Wainwright, J.P. Soares, Damon Fowler, Jerika Singleton, Amanda Fish, Samantha Fish. Both the sisters, the younger Amanda, she's out now. Like everybody knows Samantha from playing the guitar, but Amanda's a killer vocalist. Gina Cecilia, originally from Philly, she's great. Gracie Curran, Brandon Santini, my man Timo Arthur plays in that band. I mean, Matt Isbell from Ghost Town Blues, Mr. Sip. Castro Coleman's he's a bad dude. Selwyn Birchwood, Betty Fox, Branson Welsh. I mean, there's some hot cats out there, man, and it's cool because it's alive and well. But like the people, the powers that be, got to let it break through, man, and nurture it, because there's some real good stuff out there right now, and it's really original and it's fresh. I mean, people want to be blues Nazis and be snobs. Okay, you be that all you want, but the blues is a living thing, and if it's going to live, everything that lives changes and it branches off. I mean, am I straight blues? No. You know what I mean? Because I can't do Muddy Waters better than Muddy Waters did Muddy Waters. Exactly. I'm going to do me. You know, I mean, you know, some people get a little mad. You know, I'm not gonna say who. You know, oh, look at this little skinny cat up there. You know, being all trying to be ghetto. And I'm like, you ain't from Aliquippa, are you? I ain't trying. That's who I am. You know what I mean? You know, you come live here. You come grow up how I did. You know, meet my mother. My mother, God bless her, I love her. But I'm tell you right now, if I needed my ass whooped, believe me, she did. Sometimes even if I didn't need it, she did it, and then would tell me that's for next time. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, you know. I mean, you know, you're Italian.
Yeah, well, you're a guy with real soul. You know, I mean, when you speak, I mean, it's very obvious that what's coming out is the real deal. You're not pulling any punches. You're not putting on any airs.
You know, I mean, I tried to do that at first. You know, I mean, I try to play ball and do all that, and yeah, I did some stuff I shouldn't have did. You know what I mean? Because you know, I took it personal.
Yeah.
You know, but I never went out to hurt nobody, and I always helped everybody any chance I got. I just didn't like getting messed around. But I look at it like this: I wouldn't have it any other way, because that's what made me as real as I am. Because that stuff right there, no matter how hard I tried to be what they wanted me to be, it was like they let me right at the door, but wouldn't open that door.
Yeah.
The second I said hell with it, and just said I'm being me, for better or for worse. For better or for worse. You know, I ain't living it up and living lavishly. You know what I mean? I work like I'm a working man. But I still get to play music, and God bless that. You know, because that's all. Any more than that, man, it's gravy. You know, but whether people like, you know, personally, they, you know, especially where we're from, because you know how hard it is here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's definitely hurting your playing.
The big thing is the musicians who know me, they know there ain't nothing fake with that. They know I'm as real as it gets, for better or for worse. Anybody who knows me knows where they stand with me.
Before we wrap up, there's a couple things I wanted to ask you about, because one of the things I really love about the new record is I love the guitar tone. It's really pure. And I wanted to kind of ask you your approach when you sit down. And when you say, I mean, you're a heart and soul guy. So I'm going to tell you
what it is.
The answer is going to be you just play what you feel. But can you talk a little bit about your
I'll elaborate.
Okay.
You're going to laugh, because right before I played, or right before I did the CD, I played to you a couple months before that.
Yeah.
Down in Coriopolis.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And I was running a super reverb and pedals and all kinds of stuff. My uncle, Frank Stefanini, who works on all my amps, Frank's Automotive, Broadhead Road, Hobo Township. You want your car fixed or you want your amp fixed? That's the dude. Let me tell you. I'm serious. He looks at me and goes, I come back from Wheeling, or from Memphis, come back, got third at the IBC, and I was still pretty good about that. And I come up here, you know, my chest a little out, you know what I mean? You know, trying to tell him, because he's been like a father to me. He's my godfather. I mean, he looks at me and he says, sit down, young boy. Let me tell you why you suck. And I said, huh? He goes, shut up. Let me tell you. He's old school Italian. And he handed me a 1965 Firebird, non-reverse. Plugged me straight into a 1959 Tweed Deluxe through an Echoplex, an old EP2 Echoplex. It made me play through that. And once I played through that, I looked at him and I said, that's what's missing. Straight in is the way to go. Work the knobs on the guitar. Be honest with your playing. That goes to my advice to anybody coming up playing. Hell with trying to be like somebody else and being fast and all that. Mean what you say.
Well, there you have it, folks. I don't think that was fantastic, Billy.
I'm just being honest, man.
You really laid it out there, and I think, guys, when you go check out Billy the Kid and The Regulators, I mean, the personality that you're hearing here, it all comes out on the stage and in the playing. It's really cool, and I really recommend that everybody go out and get the latest record. I Can't Change, and I think that's a great title, huh?
I'm trying to be truthful, man. That's it.
I can't change.
You know, if I can't tell the truth on an interview with you, who I know, then what am I doing, right?
Exactly. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we wrap up here, Bill?
You know, all I want to say is, you know what? People that are out there trying to do this, yeah, it's hard. But you know what? It is worth it. You may not get rich, but if you could be able to do this and not having to go to a 40-hour-a-week job, working for the man, doing something you don't want to do, and squandering your talent, God gave you a gift. Do something good with it. If you can make some money with it too, cool. But use your gift. Don't squander your talent. The saddest thing in life, not to quote a Bronx tale, but it's the truth. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Amen, brother. I tell you, you're not going to hear any argument from me on that. Guys, go check out BillyTheKidAndTheRegulators.com. The shows and everything are there. There's some great information. You can get all the information on getting the record there. I highly recommend. This is a really good sounding record. Not only is it a good sounding record, it's a great playing, very impassioned. Some of my favorite guitar work in a while on this record. So, all right, Bill, you have a great. What are you doing next? You got something? You guys rehearsing or something tonight?
No, actually, I'm working on some gear tonight. Is what I'm doing. I haven't got to the point where I got a tech. I got to do it myself. But you know what? At least I get to work on a 1959 Tweed Deluxe. So it's not like no PC board. It's something cool.
Cool, man. All right, hey Bill,
all right,
hang on for a second here. I'm going to end the recording and we'll wrap up. All right, guys, go to BillyTheKidAndTheRegulators.com and you can check out everything that they're doing. And we'll see you guys next time on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.